Micah 6:8 tells us to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with God. If we look at this in a reverse order, we will have a better understanding of justice. Walking humbly with God means that we are in right relationship with Him. When we walk with Him in our daily lives, we understand that He is God and we are not. This is humility. Mercy means not getting what we deserve. Grace means getting what we don't deserve. At its core, mercy is a matter of treating others with the golden rule, the way we want to be treated. In other words, it's about loving people the way we love and care for ourselves. We don't give ourselves the bare minimum. We know what we need, what we want, and what is rightfully ours, independent of our skin color, our social status, and our education. To love mercy means we treat others in the same way. When we walk humbly with God and love mercy, it will be easier to act justly. The Bible has a lot to say about these kinds of actions and what they look like. Let's start with the Old Testament. God uses prophets to speak to His people. Isaiah was one of those prophets. Let's read God's word to His people through the prophet Isaiah, chapter 58, verses 6 and 7. Is not this the kind of fasting I have chosen? To loose the chains of injustice and untie the cords of the yoke, to set the oppressed free and break every yoke? Is it not to share your food with the hungry and to provide the poor wanderer with shelter? When you see the naked, to clothe them and not to turn away from your own flesh and blood? God gave specific examples to His people about what it looks like to act justly. First, loose the chains of injustice. This means to learn about the injustices so that you can make changes in your choices and habits. Second, untie the cords of the yoke. This means to change systems and policies that keep people oppressed. Third, set the oppressed free. This means finding ways to get people out from under the situations that are holding them down. And fourth, breaking every yoke. This means you help people find freedom from unjust circumstances. Acting justly also means making sure others don't go hungry, practicing hospitality, sharing from your abundance, as well as helping when you don't have extra to share, and helping your family when they are in need. God used Isaiah to explain to His people that justice is more than simply doing the right thing. It's a heart issue. Some religious actions, such as fasting, are used in a way to try to earn God's favor. But God explained that the real fasting is active justice from a humble and merciful heart. Now, let's move on to the New Testament. First, we'll look at what Jesus says about justice. He was eating in the home of a Pharisee, a religious leader, or an expert of religious law. Jesus made it clear who justice is intended for. Let's read Luke chapter 14, verses 12 through 14. Then Jesus said to His hosts, "When you give a luncheon or dinner, do not invite your friends, your brothers or sisters, your relatives, or your rich neighbors. If you do, they may invite you back, and so you will be repaid. But when you give a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind, and you will be blessed. Although they cannot repay you, you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous." The poor, the crippled, the lame, and the blind, these are people who could not repay generosity in Jesus' time. They were oppressed and outcast. Showing justice to these people doesn't earn anyone righteousness. It glorifies God. Finally, let's look at what Paul has to say about who justice is intended for and how we live it out. We'll read Romans 12, verses 15 through 17. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but be willing to associate with people of low position. Do not be conceited. Do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. Between all of these passages we have read, we can start to see a pretty good list to whom to show justice to. The poor, the oppressed, the outcasts, those of low position, the body of believers, our family members, people who mourn, people who rejoice, in other words, everyone. Justice is for everyone because everyone is made in God's image. Acting justly can be as simple as hurting with those who hurt. It can be as big as fighting unjust systems at the top level. It is meant for everyone. Some people need extra help to experience justice. It starts by walking humbly with God and loving mercy. Then we are ready for just living.